show. It was definitely a good performance by especially Zello. But now, Los Kogutos have a shot to turn it all around. Now, actually, some kills going back and forth here, as it is Nexus trying to set foot on this A side. Some chips of damage going the way of Los Kogutos, but they still hang on to the side and actually force the T's to go right back. But now 2 kills in turn of Nexus Gaming, and suddenly only Dashville as the last player standing. He's in a one. Do you like this approach? Los Kogutos just stacking up on short here, but now some contact been made, and yeah, they're gonna be throwing in a nade, and ooh, look at the damage. Krasno also tagged very lowly, but still. Nexus Gaming, of course, they hold on, and all of them are so low, it just takes a couple of bullets. It could give away a potential information that they could go into B, but by the looks of things, Nexus is again eager to set foot onto that A side. Smokes will drop into CT for the rotation, and Models also fly away to force Mario off the position, and now things are going to be so rough. He now falls as well, but a good trade at least of Tomiko. He needs to fight Enzo as well, grabs 2. So suddenly the advantage switched, and that leaves Cement to clutch by himself, and he is also the one that was lurking, coming from long. And yeah, he tries to swing. This is from buying. Whew, well, hello. Nothing at all. So, bit of a fight here deep down middle. Oh, but a great flashbang, and it does give the advantage for Los Kogutos to at least try and get back into the round, but never count out BTN with an amazing deagle shot there. But yeah, we do see that eventually the weapons definitely seem to be favorable here over to just the pistols. BTN is going to be fighting nonetheless. They have to eat this one out. So most likely this will be the round that Los Kogutos can actually get back into the lead. And, well, it is something that they definitely weren't capable of doing over on Mirage. And now, earlier on in this game, they need to grab every opportunity they got. And so far, they do it in a very clean fashion. But look at this, the amount of space. Again, they're leaving middle completely open. And yeah, Tomiko is over the way over here in CT. Finally, he is going to be taking a bit of a peek here. As soon as that smoke lands, yes, now a Molotov in return, and they're going to be running through, and BTN actually grabs that kill. It's a good read to try and chime in through the smoke, and BTN still remains alive. A lot of damage dealt onto the CT side, and also a player lost. Now, Cement does fall by a blind kill of Darchville, as he is the only player over on B here fighting for his life. And now the T's can cross. Smoke in place. This is interesting because they have BTN coming in right from behind, and they're going to be sandwiching those CT players. Now on Enzo is the last one alive, and yes, sure, he does grab a kill. The open qualifier after playing last season. And Los Kogutos got an invite. Nexus, after having that fantastic role over in the open qualifiers, they are definitely looking to win this game in a very nice fashion. Now, an opening for Raga, but they're trying to actually refrag. It's not going to be happening. Raga with 2, Cement with another one, and yeah, finally now a trade comes through, and the ideas are there for Mari as he grabs another one over on short, the lurker, but. And again, so much damage already dealt, and the money isn't there. And even though Tomiko does fall back into CT, it's going to be rough. It's very smart, though. Did you leave Mari here to push up into top mid? Oh, but now it's going to be expected, but nonetheless, it does win the fight. And now the rest can come in and back him up. That's the bomb now dropped as well. And suddenly things look dire here for Nexus Gaming. I'm not too sure what they were expecting, but honestly, if there's a bit of limited economy, you can expect them to try and push into a different position. Now from behind, Enzo grabs the orphan in the form of Zello. and suddenly Braga is left to clutch it 1v3. He does have the utility. Bit of a missed flash there, actually. I don't think it had anything at all. Upgrade. Who doesn't love to have... Look, I mean, look at that knife. It's absolutely wonderful. And if you would like to have some of these skins, alright, well, you can go over to bitskins.com, but at the same time, man, I think the skin is giving Enzo some power here as he grabs 2 kills for himself. Los Kogutos is off to a great start here already in this round, and keep in mind, this is a bit of a force buy. Oh, not too sure what happened there. He ended up switching to his knife instead. They're being patient. The bomb, in fact, is on the way to be picked up into lower tunnel, clear that position out, and then cross into middle. Again, none of the CTs actively holding it, but they are here with players on that A side. But they're winning the duel. ADMS grabs the kill, and suddenly everything is possible. Now, Tomiko's fighting from long, and he grabs one, but it's being traded once again. And now a smoke into CT. That could delay things. But by the looks of it, they're not going to be wanting to stop, but it does give the advantage again for NMS. Just holding and waiting for Nexus to make a move. Now they're going to be grouping up towards long, but there's a player very, very close, and they need to check the angle, because if they don't, it could become a slaughter fest here. The flash will go out, and oh man, that's a beautiful swing by Braga. Completely taking care of that push. And, well, with that, that's one CT already out, and Nexus is not going to be stopping. Some extra utility need to be flying soon, though. There we go. In order to deal with Enzo. This player is already so close. What can he do as an AWP? It's very rough, and now he gets swung. He does actually kill one player. But it's a rough spot for him to be in. Is gonna have to try and quickly try to prevent the bomb from being planted. It's not gonna be happening. Oh man, that is a tag onto NMS actually, and now a tag onto Enzo. Man, everyone is just falling one by one, leaving us with a clutch here. But it's planted for Zello. He has an open hand and not a single piece of utility for Krasnal. Oh man, but that's a missed shot. He perhaps expected Krasnal to come up from short. That's very uncanny, and I didn't expect that to happen at all. Nexus literally thrown out away. So this time, Nexus is eager to set foot onto a different side, or at least take some early map control here in lower tunnel. And there's a player up very close on short, and the smoke will be fading. But which way will they be looking now? Some piece of utility will cause Mari to peek. Oh man, that's beautiful. Free for him. And suddenly, a large gap in favor of the CTs. They swing. Even grab Cement here. PTN. Yeah, an AK in hand, honestly, at this point. Ideally, if you try and can, save it over. A bit more promising. I'm curious to see how things will look when they switch over to T side. And players are here towards A long, and a bit of contact, so immediately that smoke does go down. No time to actually go into the site. And sadly, well, Braga does fall to the Molotov. So we'll have to be those 4 players on long. But so far, well, easily dealt with. That's nice, because you have an opening. The important thing now is to not throw it away. A bit of contact here happening through middle. And honestly, they need to try and see if they can overwhelm those players. That's not going to happen. And now, well, maybe swinging in one by one is not really the right idea. Oh, but Tomiko, he had a good idea, but still a player over in lower tunnel. And suddenly the advantages all favor Nexus once again. 2 players stuck right behind the CT smoke. And a bomb now planted over at B. And at the same time, a bit of short control been taken, and Flashbang will now pop, force Enzo off the angle. Oh, but he still re-peaks and wins the kill. That's big for Los Kogutos. The rest of the space currently being denied with some extra utility. The utility does start to become a bit dire on that CT side. Only a single smoke left. And the rest will just have to be some flashbangs. Oh, but yeah, the timing, it's all going to be favoring Los Kogutos now. Now, one by one. Oh man, Nexus is all going to be falling. Still trying to hang on. 3 versus 4. But so incredibly low. Every kill needs to be spot on for Nexus. But they do manage to plant that bomb now. Cement going to be throwing in that nade. Definitely will deal up some damage onto Dashville. And now they need to drop. Be aware. They hear the footsteps. Pressure onto Zello. And Zello grabs one. Raga with a follow-up. Oh man, that's beautifully done. But a 1 versus 2. And Zello is so incredibly low. He's dancing around the boxes but cannot make it happen. Zello again. But Zello has been, I wouldn't really say quiet. But the fact that BTN is the IGL also has 9 frags. I definitely wanted to see a little bit more, but he does now have the opening in this round. That's great work from him. And immediately, they're going to be applying the pressure heavily onto middle and go very fast, actually, towards A short. Now, Dashfield does catch Zello, but at the same time, it's not going to be stopping those T's. They're going to be chiming in right towards that A side. Utilities in place, and the bomb can't go down. 2 kills now in return, but NMS still holding on. And now, again, a 1 versus 1. These rounds are so incredibly close, and the last player is going to have to come from short. But he's coming along. It perhaps won't be expected by Cement here, as now his gun barrel is sticking out, and that is the opportunity for Krasnal to grab the kill. Is Los Kogutos against the Nexus Gaming matchup. So far, Los Kogutos had a very solid CT half on the second map. But of course, don't forget that it is also Nexus that stole away their map pick of a Mirage on the first map. So they're eager to try and see if they can win it at 2-0. And this pistol round could perhaps change things of how they're standing into the second one. Now, Raga with a nice extra kill. That flick onto the last player. So we'll delay things for the T's to try and peek into it. Oh, but that's a great kill by Enzo. And suddenly it opens things up over towards that A-bomb site. And there's currently only a single player there. The rotation, though, is coming in. BTN does at least tag up a few players there towards shore. You can see they're becoming hesitant. Should we actually go for this? We'll see if we can catch a rotation of guard. Because if they end up killing it, for example, the Tunnel player, they could still try and switch things up towards B. They have a player advantage as well. So they're being very careful. Now a run boost. Oh, and well, the player run boosted right into lower tunnel, but at the same time, the CTs are still fighting here. But at the same time, man, weapons are being picked up by Los Kogutos, and this could change the game here. Raga does swing, and even though well tagged, does grab the kill. The cross is still yet to come, and that's a great hold by Raga. Did a little bit more, but of course, that AWP definitely shines a little bit more on CT side as well. Oh, and at the same time, that beautiful flashbang causes Krasnal to fall back, re-peek, and at that same time, Adam has already had the angle. So that, a nice opening. Of course, it's just against the pistols here, so this should be a fairly easy round, but don't count out the pistols just yet, as we saw previously. This is the moment, of course, for Nexus to get back into the game. Now the bomb has been dropped, and suddenly, all 1 by 1. It's simply too much of a task. And now the pressure's on BTN. Certainly not quick enough on the trigger, and is being out-aimed by Dashville. Gonna be setting foot onto that A side, at least towards shore, but at the same time, a flank right from behind. Beautiful timing by ADMS, but also pressure onto Raga, as he is the only player here fighting up on A, and kills do come still in from behind, but it is a player advantage. Still player advantage here in favor of the T's. They're on site still. Haven't really managed to set up for Afterplan that much, but even with the drop play into CT is great for additionals. And Adamas left to save. But there is a bit of info, and Zello, he's gonna be here. Flashbangs. Oh man, that's a great duo power here of Rag and Zello. Both grab a kill each, Rag even 2. Suddenly, Nexus is back on the board. And these are the little moments that definitely make Nexus, right at the moment you don't expect them to push a certain angle, to stack up somewhere. They overwhelm the T side, and now, well, they'll have to peek with an AWP. And, well, he does try. Luckily, the trade comes through, but then again, yeah. But it is still, oh, so close. Early kill by Raga. Does fall back. And, of course, more pressure could be heading his way, but the T's are a bit hesitant. But also keep in mind, they have 2 AWPs, and the other AWPer is right in middle. Very interesting, as they definitely stack up quite heavily towards the middle ground. But I think those flashbangs are, yeah, they're certainly making them go in a little bit slower. Make sure they're not making a sound. Now, all of the T's are going to be swarming the site right now, but a good hold initially by Cementi does now try to hold on. Oh man, it's a dance around the box of Enzo, and suddenly no bullets left for Adamas, leaving Enzo in a potential clutch scenario. He sadly does fall short. And with the opening here, nice nade to follow it up with. And already the T's are crumbling. Of course, it is just the pistols for this one. Ideally, if they can get a bomb plant, it would be nice, but so far the site seems to be on lockdown. Now, flashes will start to go over, at least blinds BTN. But everything... Oh, well, hello, Dashfield with a Tech 9. Krasnal also with a kill. So at least they're able to do a little bit of economic damage. But by the looks of things, they don't seem pressured at all. Beautiful flashbang. They don't peek on the back of that. That is interesting. That is stream cards, and if you hover right left to the chat over the screen on PC, you can play along with this game and predict to where the game will be going. So a pretty fun game. Of course, thanks to Bitskins as well, as they are another part or a second partner. Oh, but oh man, right as I'm speaking, look at this, a slaughterfest in favor of Nexus again. It is Enzo once more here with foot set on B, but then again, the bomb is all the way over towards long doors. And, well, there we have it, ladies and gents. Raga with yet again another frag on the board. 22 on his name. Ooh, great swing by Enzo. Heard the footsteps there of Animas. That's at least a great opening. One day definitely need, but who need to hold on to. Now Raga does chime over a mid, and suddenly so much damage dealt. There's a Molotov. Kills going back and forth. But Tamika now lost player alive. He does swing, grabs a nice kill. Nate were to go his way. But they remain alive. Flashes into middle. They're going to be try and clear at the door. But oh man, BTN. He's not blind by the flash at all. And he can just sit there, delay things. And even get away, as they have now a 2 early opening. Of course, there are 2 players also very low on Nexus Gaming, but nonetheless, they are alive. There's a lot of control, a lot of information for Nexus. And they can just be patient, as Los Kogutos are on a short with single smoke and a Molotov left. They're going to be jump. Ooh, well, run boosting right there. Well, at the same time, how much can it... So yeah, the money looking a little bit dire for Los Kogutos. Of course, we'll have to throw in everything they got, and they gotta go for a very fast speed push. Now, the initial kill in favor, all of them, in favor of the CTs, and this looks to be over. It is just Enzo, and he now also falls in a 16-10 affair. Man, what a game from